Hello and welcome to our demo video on the Rodeo Producer software. A few of the key aspects of Rodeo Producer. First of all, this is new software. It's built on over 10 years of experience in the rodeo software industry, and we are now bringing the newest and the best rodeo management software system to the market. This is entirely browser-based. It works on almost any device, from a laptop to a MacBook to a desktop to a phone, without installing any app software. It just uses your web browser, and you always have the latest version. This software is end-to-end, from memberships to rodeo schedules to entries and payments and draw generation, payout calculations, points calculations, results, event results, and season standings, all in one software package. We have an integrated payment platform. Your members can conveniently pay online, and the admins do not need to process these payments. Members can pay for memberships and entries. You can also handle manual payments as part of the software features. Rodeo Producer is built on a relational database, so each page accesses and uses the data it needs. There's no need to ever retype or re-enter any data. This software is unlimited. There's an unlimited number of admins. There's no extra seat costs for more users. There's an unlimited number of members, age groups, events, competitions in a season. So whatever the size of your organization, whatever the length of your season, it will work in Rodeo Producer. On the admin side, there is a comprehensive set of support articles and instructional videos. For the members, there are on-page instructions. We know that members don't use instruction manuals, so we have put everything they need on the pages as they're using them. We offer free onboarding support and system testing to help you get up and running properly and reduce the troubles down the road. And if you need help during the season, support is free. And we learned that there is no single way that everybody does it. There is no cookie cutter system that fits all. As a result, we have built in tremendous flexibility with a wide array of options that allows your organization to customize Rodeo Producer to the way your organization does it. The settings and options that fit your rule book. So we're now going to show off a number of the features of Rodeo Producer. We'll do this demo at a fairly high level to show you what Rodeo Producer can do. If you see what you like, contact us for an in-person session and we can get you set up and started. As we mentioned, there are two sides to the Rodeo Producer software, the admin side and the member side. We're going to show off the admin side in this demo, as well as a quick overview of the member side at the end. During this demo, we'll be bouncing around throughout the Rodeo system software. All of this is supported in much greater detail in our online support articles and videos. So to go from our marketing website to our software, we simply go to Start. And this is where you would go to create your account, whether you are logging into an existing account, whether you're creating a new account, a Rodeo Producer account or a Barrel Racing Producer account. You can start all of that here. So as a new account, you would simply click Start and fill out the form. You will start with a free trial setup, and once you've had a look through your trial, you can convert that to the unlimited account without losing any of the data in your trial. Setting up online payments is also part of the startup procedure, but you can also do that later on. We are going to log into a demo account and do a bit of a flyover of a lot of the settings here. You'll notice that we have all of our main navigation menu up here at the top. We're going to take a quick peek at system settings. Obviously, we won't go through the detail here, but we have settings for how your account is organized, for your rodeo schedule, for member options, for rodeo entries, for some testing that you can turn on and off during the entry process, for what payments are handled and how payments are handled, some of the draw settings, the result settings such as are rodeo results ranked based on points won or money won, and the same with standings too. So simply clicking on any one of these buttons gets you into more detailed settings, and most of these settings here are system-wide. These are the system defaults, And as part of the onboarding procedure, this is something we review with you to help make sure that your account is set correctly. So we'll now have a look at some of the features you would use. The events is where you would add your new rodeo events or edit existing events. And we'll just click on an event here as an example, and you can see the different controls that are in place. This includes setting up team events, different scoring types, whether it is a timed event or a scored event, whether you will be assigning stock, and then you simply submit these in. So then you end up with a master list of events that can be included in any of your competitions. We'll have a quick look at these competitions or these rodeos. So this is where you would set up your rodeo schedule with the rodeo name, where it is, your dates for the competition and for entry. And we'll get into some more of these details here and some quick control buttons here. Similar to events, you can add a new rodeo or click on an existing rodeo to edit it. And you can set all these specifics, locations and dates, and what information you would show on the public side and when you want to show it, and a few other special use settings here. Then we have our rodeo format settings, whether this is a standard rodeo or if you're using multi-go formats such as 2 go plus average, as well as the rest of these. And you set that all up here to define the draw format of the rodeo. And then you determine which events you're going to include in this rodeo and some of the other specific details about those events. By default, it would include all of the events for a new rodeo, and you simply tell it which events you don't want by turning off the button. And then we have selecting our stock contractors and some notes here, and then you simply save this. In terms of managing members, we can set members. And so this is our member database with all of our members in it, and some columns showing here some of the specific information on each one of these members. And we can copy a member, we can view their member profile, we can edit a member simply by clicking either one of their names. So we'll have a look at this member here, and we see some of the personal information, some of the membership date information, their contact information, and the members have the ability to manage their contact information and their personal information. This also gives the admin the ability to do that. And then we have some more specific settings here. So connected to the memberships are the membership types. So you can have as many membership types as you want, whether it's senior and junior, whether you have 5, 6 different age groups, whether you split them by gender, all of those are possible here. You can have volunteers, you can have other admin as member types if you wish. You can control whether they are included in standings and results and how many rodeos they're allowed to enter. So if you're setting up things like permits or locals, you can do that here and limit what their membership can do. We can also manage the stock contractors and stock database. You simply add a new contractor and add stock to that contractor. And here is the existing database that we have in this demo association. Once these stock animals are in here, then they're available to be added to the stock draw. That's done here where we set stock. So when your members enter a competition, you may have other admin fees. There may be fees which are paid per each event. There may be fees which are paid once by that entrant, and you may have fees which are paid per a specific event. Now, in the case where there are fees charged to a specific rodeo, you can actually set this up here as well, where perhaps a rodeo charges a gate fee and some of your other venues do not, you can set up admin fees such as that. So these are typically fees which are not included in the prize purse. Only the entry fees are included in the prize purse, plus any added money. That is something that can be added to. We have our settings on payouts and placings. So this determines how you are going to set up your payout tiers or your payout splits, whether they're based on, say, the net purse. This is for standard rodeos. Perhaps you have payouts and placing settings which are based on your multi-goes. It could be based on number of entrants and specifies the number of places to pay, which typically increase as the number of entrants increase. You can set these up specific to your draw format. So a 2-go plus average, a 3-go plus average, whatever rodeo formats you have, you'll want to set your payout and placing settings to match. You can also set up how ground money is paid out. So again, we do offer a lot of assistance on getting your settings in place, on getting especially these payout formulas in place. This is one of the areas which tends to be a little bit more complex, and if it's the first time you've been using the software, quite often we'll provide some additional assistance here to avoid those issues that can happen on a Saturday afternoon. We'd rather have a look at those things and figure out we need to make some adjustments on a Wednesday afternoon, a month before the season starts. So once you have members in place and you have rodeos in place and your members start entering, you can have a look at those entries as they come in. So we go to our set entries, we select the competition that we want to have a look at, or the rodeo in this case. And here we see a number of those entrants and some specific information. We can click on any one of them to do some editing of that entry as we need to. We can correct the event that they've entered if they submitted incorrectly. We'll go back to the list here, and we can do the same for a team entry. So here's open team roping, and we can see we have our lead member, we have their team role, and perhaps they have selected the wrong partner, and we can change that as necessary and fix things up for them. Now you'll notice in the list here, it also includes how much they've paid or how much they owe. And so this is a quick, easy way to see how much one of our members may owe. And we can click on this to see more detail on when and what they did pay for. So once all the entries are in and you've made any manual edits if need be, then we can go to generate the draw, and we would simply choose the competition and set up a few other settings here. And these include things like assigning priorities to entry groups, setting the max number of entrants per an event if this applies to your rodeo. Then we would generate the draw, and this would generate the placement draw. So it would do a randomization to place the members into their run orders in the events. And then there's a separate process to generate the stock draw. And you would always generate the stock draw after you've generated the placement draw, as it will assign the stock to those specific members in those events where stock is needed. And once the draws have been set, you can go back to your specific rodeo, and you can decide when you want to show the draw, when you want to mark it as official, when you want to show results. Obviously that'll be later on after you've entered some scores and times, when you want to mark the results as official. If you have entries in, if you've generated a draw, you may be turning show draw on and not mark it as official, giving time for your members to look at the draw and ask for changes. And you can make all kinds of adjustments to the draw by going into this adjust draws. You can adjust both entrance and stock here as the event, and we scroll down here to have a look. We can see our members, we can see which performance they've been assigned to, we can see their draw order. If we've ran the stock draw, we can see the stock that's been assigned to them, and we can make adjustments as necessary. So we can simply change a stock animal here. We can swap some run orders, and we simply save this, and those changes are now in place and live. So once you're done all of your changes, you could go back to the rodeo and mark that draw as official. And typically, once you have it marked as official, that's when you know the changes are done. You can go and generate your rodeo sheets as needed, whether you want to generate judges cards or announcer sheets or day sheet. And once rodeo day comes, it's time to enter results. And we will have selected the rodeo, we will have selected the event. In this case, we've already entered the times, and when we're done entering the times for the event, we submit the results, and that calculates money and points automatically within the system for those payout and placing settings that we put in place back here. So once you've entered the results, you can go and look at the results on the admin side by doing a preview. And here for each event, we can see those results. We can see members, we can see scores, we can see money, points, totals, etc. If this was a multi-go event, we would simply have more columns showing some more of the scores, money, and points. When we've finished off our competition and marked it as official, it will show up in the season standings, and we can look at that report again organized by event and showing our different events and our event leaders. And if your organization uses all around standings, and if your organization produces all around standings, then we have a place where you can set those standings up as well, and they will display at the bottom of this standing section. And as the admin, there are a number of other features available here for you. There are printouts that you can use. There are a number of reports that are available. And that's a quick flyover of the admin side. When you create your account, you will also be given something called an iframe code, which you can add to a page on your own website. And that will create a link to the Rodeo Producer system for your account only for your members. So now we'll have a quick look at the member side. So this is the view of the rodeo schedule that is available essentially to anybody in the public, but specifically this is intended for your members. So the current rodeos, we have the October test rodeo showing here. We have then some of our past rodeos that have been completed and have been moved down the list so that your members can see the current rodeos first. And here's an example of the instructions on how members can use this page. They can scroll to the bottom or they can push the how to use this page button here. So from this schedule, they can view draws, they can view day sheets, they can view results. If this was a future rodeo with the online entries open, there would be a button here to enter the rodeo as well. Now they have their own navigation menu up here. So if they are a new member and wish to join your organization, they can go to members and they can register. If they are an existing member, they can log in and see all of their personal information. So once they are a member, then they can access that rodeo schedule, and if there is a rodeo with open entries, then they would be able to select that and enter that rodeo. They can click on draws and look at the draws for a specific rodeo. They can go to results and look at the results for past rodeos as well as the current rodeos. Once you as the admin have made those results available to them, they can look at previous season standings. They can look at the current season standings. This is the same standings report as you saw from the admin side. And members can also log into what we call their member profile by entering their member number and their password. So here in the member profile, the members can edit their profile, their personal information, their contact information. They can change their password. They can view an earnings report. They can upload images as required by the organization. Their own member image. They can submit new images such as proof of age or some of the custom images that the organization has set up here. They can view some of their information on rodeos and the events that they have entered. They have a link to pay any fees owing. If they have fees owing for these competitions, pay the fines here as well. They can see the total number of events they've entered and their money or points won throughout this season. And of course, they have the full menu over top where they can go and see what other reports they want to look at. We tried to cover a tremendous amount of material in under 20 minutes. If you like what you see, if you believe Rodeo Producer will help your rodeo or barrel racing organization, contact us for an in-person session, and we can get you set up and started. If you have watched this video to this point, then we're pretty sure you're interested in what we're showing you here. We have all of our contact information on our website, as you can see here. Give us a call, send us an email, or fill out the contact form to get started.